What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled Harboring Anger Without an Outlet. Some people are upset about things and they're angry about things. And it manifests into negative behavior because you don't have an outlet. When a person like me says stuff like work out, that's an outlet. You know, even if you don't like working out, it's still a stress reliever outlet. Creativity, writing, painting, it's an outlet. You know, if you're gonna, how can I say it, like chess or spades or dominoes, just something that interests you. It's an outlet, you know. And the reason I'm saying, when you harbor anger, you can use that energy for something. You can turn that negative energy into something positive. It's not necessarily negative energy, but you know, anger can be fuel to give you energy to put that energy into something productive. And when you harbor an anger without an outlet, the only thing that gets destroyed is you. Because you're going to be a ball of anger on the inside. That's going to, you know, mess with your body. Mentally, you might be a wreck. Because when you harbor an anger, you're not really thinking positively. You know, it's a lot of negative thoughts. And because of those negative thoughts, you know, as a man thinketh, so he is, you wind up being a negative person because you don't have an outlet for that feeling. Now, what you gonna do? You know, and that's the thing, like, when you don't know what you're gonna do, you're having a problem. And you don't have a plan or a direction. You know, you harbor an anger, but you don't have any goals. And that's the thing. No matter, your goals can be small or be big, or you could just have a list of different goals. But give yourself something to do to invest your time and energy into. And you'll be just fine. You know, I didn't realize this, but I had some friends who never went to the gun range, who didn't go to the gun range. I'm not sure if they never went. I think they never went when I first introduced them to it. But it started becoming an outlet for them, you know, and stress reliever, right? Boxing, jiu-jitsu, outlet. And you're learning something at the same time. You know, sometimes you can, you know, some people go to school and further their education because somebody told them something that angered them. Like, I have an ex who's a pharmacist, and she told me that, you know, one of her exes told her she'd never be anything. And that's what spawned her to go back to school. And she went back to school and she got an education, and then she became a pharmacist. She finished. She got back. She went back to school. She graduated. I think she got married or engaged or something like that. And I think that was when that didn't work out. She went back because the guy said she wouldn't amount to anything. But she wound up graduating at. She was older than me. So she graduated like 39, 40 or something like that. what they graduated with the PhD or whatever. So, but when you harbor anger without an outlet, it goes nowhere. You know, and a lot of times, you know, people wind up drinking, smoking. Doesn't really work out. Sometimes, you know, your outlet may be intercourse, right? But it could be a problem with that because as a guy, you might be giving a girl your negativity while you're giving it to her, right? So you might be creating a negative environment because you're injecting this woman with negativity. If sex is your outlet. So if you if you harbor this anger, you got to figure out something to do with it. Because sometimes you got to just let it go. Because there's some things like from your past or from your childhood that are not changing. And you're replaying a past event that'll never change. And you're not actively trying to change your future by doing something different in the present. So if something from your past always brings you anger, but it never pushes you to do something better or to make your future better, then you got to let it go. It's easier said than done, but it ain't that difficult. And sometimes, you know, this spills over into relationships because if you harbor anger without an outlet and you get into relationships, now you're bringing your anger into your next relationship. So now somebody has to deal with an anger that you haven't dealt with, and now you might be taking out your anger on this person who's new to your life and your situation, and now that anger may go to heartbreak or despair when they leave you because you had all that anger with no outlet. Because in a relationship, the person you met, you consciously or subconsciously made them your outlet, so you took it out on them till they said, nah, enough is enough. You know, so have an outlet, you know, have a legitimate outlet, because if you keep harboring it, it's not gonna do anything. And sometimes you can, you know, some people go out and party and get family and friends, but if you harbor anger, don't hang around the same people that you feel caused you to anger, because you might wind up regressing into those situations again. Because if you harbor an anger and you feel like it's somebody else's fault and you hanging out with them, you're crazy. It's not them, it's you, because you keep going back to it, and for some odd reason and I've seen people go back to the toxic situation consistently and be mad that it's toxic, and it's like, you knew that already though. So it's not you like participating in this. This is a give and take toxic thing. It's not just you got burnt by this person. No, you like this environment, and there's no outlet. So sometimes you go down a rabbit hole of dysfunction because you're not doing anything. And sometimes people don't want to admit this. Don't let self-destruction be your outlet. You know, some people do that. They harbor anger and they take it out on themselves and maybe looking for somebody else to, you know, save them from themselves. But it's kind of like when people say how you have to help a person that's drowning, you got to let them let go, because if they don't let go, they're going to drag you down with them. Because they're so busy fighting that they're not cognizant that they're taking the both of you down. So if you harbor an anger without an outlet, figure out a way to change that energy and stop it. So we done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.